I am going to test if I can guess books just based on a review. So I had my patrons help me with this. They went through and took screenshots of reviews, so I'm going to read them and guess what book it is for. I told them that they could pick any book that I had read, and the review did not have to line up with my thoughts on the book. So I'm going to read them, try to guess what it is, and then I'm going to see if I was right or not. I guess we'll keep track of my score. So the first one is a 4-star review. I had no idea what to expect going into this book. I was confused most of the time, and every time I thought I figured out what was going on, I'd find out I was wrong. The settings were eerie, the characters were strange, and everything was super twisty. I actually really enjoyed it, even though the majority of the book thinking, what the frick? Ultimately, I thought the story was great and the characters will stick with me for a long time. I'm initially thinking Middle Game by Seanan McGuire. That one is very confusing, and I feel like the characters really drive the story. Confused most of the time. Yeah. Was the setting eerie in that? Was it really twisty? Mary by Nat Cassidy? Oh, this is going to be harder than I thought. Books that I have read doesn't mean I liked them, so it's not like I can just look at my shelves. The settings were eerie. I think that's the part that's throwing me off the most. A book with an eerie setting. Watch me not even like this book, so I will have no idea. Settings. Does that mean there's more than one? And the characters were strange. Oh my god. I have no idea. What the frick? I feel like this is wrong, but I have to guess something. So I'm going to guess Mr. Magic by Kirsten White. So the actual answer is... Oh, this makes a lot of sense. Okay, it's actually Looking Glass Down by Katrina Ward. This makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know if I would have written that review for this, but okay. Well, that's one that I was wrong for. Next, this will probably be my book of the year. Dizzying is the word I'd use to describe this book, but not in the feeling sick way, even though be warned some of the descriptions in this book are enough to induce those feelings. Dizzying in the kid on a spinning ride way. Exhilarating, unpredictable, tense, and when it's all said and done, a lasting feeling of joy from reading a very well-written story. I absolutely love this book and I can't wait to see what this author has in store for us next. Is this the same book as the last one? Dizzying, exhilarating, unpredictable, tense, exhilarating. What? I have literally no idea. I don't know if I would describe any book like that. Okay, so maybe a confusing book. This is really hard. Also, I would love for you to guess along in the comments and then type your guesses as we go along and then leave your comment at the end. Dizzying. I don't know what to choose for this. Let's just pick a random book. I wouldn't say this is dizzying, but it's kind of weird and confusing. So this is my guess. The Puzzle Master by Danielle Trusani. I don't think that's right. The answer is Mary. Wait. No, I said that for the last one. Okay. So that's 0. 0 points for me. Okay, next is a 3-star review. This is a classic example of a novel that is perfect until it isn't. I truly thought I was going to give blank a 5-star until I got to the very last chapters. The characters were well developed, the eerie setting was expertly described, but the ending was just atrocious. It actually makes me irrationally angry now that I'm reflecting on the story as a whole. I do not know why the author decided to end the novel in the way it did, but it completely ruined my reading experience. Okay, I don't agree with this wholly, but I'm gonna go with Strange Sally Diamond. The ending of this is not my favorite, even though this is one of my favorite books of last year. The more I've talked about it, the more I get it, but I think a lot of people hate this ending. So that is my final answer. I will never have an answer that quick again. Oh, well, I was wrong. I don't own this one anymore, but this was The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. I don't agree that this was a perfect novel until the end. I found this one kind of boring. This is a 4.25-star review. With short chapters from multiple character points of view, gory kills from a variety maniacal murderers, and a twist I never saw coming, blank was a bloody good time. While it won't appeal to all, for a horror fan who doesn't take things too seriously, this was nonstop fun from start to finish. Okay, So a slasher with multiple points of view and a variety of maniacal murderers. See, I was thinking Tastes Like Candy. I can't think of any slasher that I've read that has multiple murderers that we're following. Wait a second. What did this say? Wait. I think I know what this is. Is this Paradise Club by Tim Meyer? Wait, did I get one right? Probably not. I did. This one was Paradise Club. Look at me go. Listen, if I get nothing else right in this video, at least I got one. I'm so happy. This review makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, next is a 5-star review. No spoilers. I truly enjoyed this book and could not put it down. The concept is exactly what I like with a serial and a team to stop them. I dislike a lot of mysteries because there can be too many characters, details, and information to keep up with. I find that this is the perfect sweet spot for a casual read, but you are still thinking about how everything connects together. I saw that some people rated it low because of the gruesome killing of blank, but I did not find that bad. This is obviously preference, so keep that in mind. If that bothers you, I hope the authors write more for this in the future. I think this is the stowaway. Even before it said authors, I was like, I think this is the stowaway because there's very gruesome stuff towards young children in this a little bit, but I think this is it. I think it's the stowaway. There is a serial killer in here. This is my final answer. I was correct. That is 2 out of, how many have we done? 5? 4? No idea. I am on a winning streak, so let's keep going. This was a good read. I think you have to suspend disbelief for some of the plot, but I think that's the author's prerogative, and I was happy to do it because the story was well written. I do wish some elements would have been better explained. There's a little thing blocked out because I guess that gives something away. Maybe that was explained and I missed it, always a possibility, but it could have been clearer if that's the case. I felt a bit disappointed with the speedy way the author wrapped up the ending and would have liked more details. Well, based on that and not many details, suspending disbelief, we're just gonna go with The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. No. Okay, so this one was The Quiet Tenant by Clemence Michelin. I can see that with this review. The review was so vague. I told everyone on Patreon, I was like, don't make this easy for me so it can be as vague as you want. Very interesting. Well, I lost my winning streak of 2. Next, we have a 4-star review. This was fun. The pacing was consistent and kept me flipping pages. The characters were interesting, though it was hard to keep them all straight at the beginning. I was pretty sure what was going on in the first half and then absolutely positive at about 60%. It's annoying when you want to scream at the character that she's being stupid, but I still really like the book overall. Okay, a book that I found it hard to keep the characters straight. Where's that book? Oh. I'm not convinced that it's this book. But this is one that I had that issue with and I don't have much else to go off of, and that is She Started It by Sharon Gilbert. No. This one was Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. I definitely can see this. There's a lot of characters in here. I don't remember if I had that issue or not, but I do think this was a fun one with pretty good pacing. Yeah, I can see the issues with the character being dumb in this as well. Okay, the next one is a 4-star review. I almost just clicked on the spoiler tag and found out what it was. Okay, this book has me feeling conflicted. Overall, it was a good book to get me back into the groove of reading daily, and it felt appropriate for this time of year, autumn. However, I did expect a bit more due to the hype surrounding this book. The beginning pulled me in, and chapter 3 had me fascinated. The book did get a bit slow in the middle, and the plot was somewhat predictable at times, but there were also many twists and turns that I didn't expect. I did feel like this was a more watered-down version of a thriller due to the lack of intensity. Although the last several chapters did have me intrigued and I couldn't wait to see how the book ended, which made up for the slowness in other areas of the book. Saying that it reads like a watered down thriller makes me think it's a horror book. And the issues with the pacing, I almost want to go with another Darcy Coates and go with Gallows Hill. I loved this one, but a lot of people do feel like it's too slow. Is this an autumn book? Maybe. I'm not somebody that really remembers stuff like that or pays attention to it. I think it could be this one. Because I feel like it has to be a horror book, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gallows Hill. Oh, I was wrong. It was actually Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. You know, I do kind of agree with this one. I ended up giving this one 5 stars, but it was like barely 5 stars for me. This is my least favorite from her. Honestly, I think this review is like spot on, and I think that the end is what made me give it 5 stars, but really this feels more like a 4-star book to me. So I get this. I get it. But I was still wrong. Next, we have a 3-star. I thought there would be a bit more to the ending, although I did like it. I was still left waiting for something to happen even after the pieces started to be put together. Every single person in their life was trash, and I sympathized with blank most of the book. I appreciated the author's note. I can relate to the trauma mentioned, so parts of it was difficult to get through and parts was kind of cathartic. Is it this one? I think it's this one? No. This one was Delicate Condition by Danielle Valentine. I did not like this book. Everybody in it was trash, though. Yeah, this review does make sense to me knowing what the book is. This is a 5-star review. I have extremely mixed feelings about the ending and most of the last quarter of the book, and I think it's because it was really good. It definitely reads as a cautionary tale, but not in the way you would expect. Be careful who you partner with because they might be more powerful than you thought, and they may have the ability to blur the lines between truth and untruths. Thoroughly enjoyed this. It was all that I expected and more. More powerful than you thought. Who you partner with? Okay. I wonder... I don't have a good guess for this, so I'm gonna go with The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding. It's actually The Collective by Allison Galen. I apparently don't remember the end of this book because I would have never guessed that as the book. We have a 2.25 star. I gave this the best chance possible to scare and unsettle me, but it didn't really do much for me. I literally read this in my bathtub in the dark with only with only a candle for light. It was spiced apple cider candle, which smelled so good, by the way. And still, the scariest part was when a crane fly that was in the bathroom decided it would be a good idea to drop out of the air onto me while I was reading. I didn't absolutely hate this, though. There was one time that was indeed very unsettling, and one part was highly effective, but it lasted 3 paragraphs, and the rest of the book was either just okay or felt like it was trying too hard. Maybe I'll try the movie sometime, though. Okay, a book that has a movie, a horror book that has a movie. Also, that review is hilarious. Is this a book that I loved? Maybe it's a Stephen King book. Carrie? Oh, you know what this could be? We Need to Do Something by Max Booth III has a movie, so it could be this. Maybe No Exit, but I'm gonna go with this one. That's backwards. It was We Need to Do Something. That's hilarious. That is so funny. I like that review even though I love this book. Okay, that's hilarious. Next, a 5-star review. I wish more people knew about the incomparable talent that is blank. Her plots and characters are so wild, and she is my go-to author for reading about bad or complex people doing bad or complex things. In this novel, we get a bit of both. I loved not really knowing that much, and it was one that I kept hurrying back to, but felt a bit uncomfortable reading at night, if you know what I mean. What? Okay, so it's a female author. Reading at night is really throwing me off, because I was thinking maybe The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, but I don't know why that would be an issue at night. Maybe Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. She has a decent amount of books out, so it could be that. Oh, it might also be none of this is true. My thing is, I don't remember anything at night, but I think I am gonna go with this one. This was the answer. Interesting. What happened at night? Here's the thing, I forget everything after I read a book, so even though I loved this one, I was wrong. This is a 3.5-star review. Ran out of storage, so I have to redo this thing. Good thing I didn't find out what the answer was. This is a 3.5-star review. There's a twist at the end that makes the surrealist plot very intriguing, but it also muddles a lot of what happened. Definitely a mood piece, but difficult to grasp what fully happened throughout the story. May take a reread to completely comprehend, or maybe it's not designed to be fully comprehended. A mood piece? Do I read books like that? I truly have no idea, so I'm just gonna go with Natural Beauty. Oh, okay, well, I was wrong. This makes sense. It was We Can Never Leave This Place by Eric LaRocca, and Sherry, who is the one that got this review for me, it makes a lot of sense that she picked this because we've had conversations about this, So that one's very interesting. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, we have one more. This is this is a long one. 5 billions needs an urgent brain transplant because my old one is just blown away and out of order stars. My head still hurts like I tossed it against the wall 1,000 times and I started to see cartoon stars on my head as soon as I finished this one. I cannot say I'm speechless because I forgot 4 languages I've known, including my native one right now, so I'm out of words. This is so revolutionary, innovative, creative book, makes you think a lot, thrill a lot, and numb your mind. It makes you question your values, morals. On some parts I felt like a jury member and thought which one was worse. Then there's some blacked out stuff, so I guess that gives stuff away. I'm really doubtful that Blank is from this planet because they outsmarted most of the genius writers with this book. Blank is so talented, knows how to deceive the readers with his conspiratorial moves and amazing twists. Then there's some more stuff that is hidden, so I can't see it. This is the most surprising, exhilarating book I've really enjoyed. It really exhausted me because it was not easy adventure for everyone. Sorry, I was really in a weird position for that. Okay, it's a male author. I feel like my initial thought is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This review makes sense to me with this book. I'm so curious what this one is, but I am gonna guess Dark Matter. But that review was also very funny. Oh, it was The Passengers, which makes sense. Yeah, the jury member, I don't know why I didn't catch on to this. I was thinking of the mind-bending stuff for Dark Matter, but this review, I get it. I get what you're saying. I also forgot 4 languages, but I only really know 1.5. Thank you so much to my patrons for taking the time to give me these reviews to read. This was so much fun and harder than expected, but I did get a couple. I got 3 out of 14, so let's not talk about that part. I still got some right. If you've made it to the end and want to leave me an emoji to say you were here, you can leave me a boat for the stowaway, and I will see you soon. Bye.